Certainly the best.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
Good afternoon and welcome to your favorite current affairs program, 60 Minutes Nigeria. My name is Egosa Agbonlao. It promises to be another exciting package today because we'll be looking at something that you really will be interested in, and that has to do with the influence of religious leaders on governance. Now let me just give you the background before I introduce my guest. Now, on the 1st of February 2026, His Excellency Distinguished Senator Monday Okpebholo, Governor of Edo State, was in Living Faith Church, Ira, to attend the church and to receive prayers. Now, that brings to mind the role of religious leaders in governance. How many religious leaders are actually involved in influencing the leaders to leading right, in supporting the leaders to leading right? Or, if you look at it the other way, do leaders recognize the very important role of religious leaders in governance? Governor Okpebholo showed an example that if you occupy public office, you need divine wisdom, you need prayers, you need the support of religious leaders. That's what he did. But it's not for me to say. I have very distinguished religious leaders with me today. These are men who lead congregations and who have also recorded success in other fields of human endeavor. I have Dr. Royal Ayemere, a clergyman, an educationist, and entrepreneur. Nice to have you with us today.
Good afternoon.
He just came back from overseas. You can see everything is showing on him. You are welcome.
Thank you.
You tell us more about that, because we need to bring what we gained from the diaspora to Nigeria to influence Nigeria too. We also have a very reputable, renowned man of God. He's a man that prefers to be called a farmer because he's involved in farming, and he has also empowered so many. Bishop Lucky Omonabiese.
Bless
nice
you,
to have
sir.
you
We'll give God
with us
praise.
today. Okay. Now, like I said, I've given you the background, and you'll be seeing the clip shortly. And I'm going to start with Dr. Royal, who is also an educationist as well. Do we really need the influence of religious leaders on governance?
Thank you very much. Good
Okay.
to know you are there, viewers.
Okay.
First and foremost, in governance, we need everybody.
Okay.
We need the politicians. We need the day-to-day everybody in society.
Okay.
Now, we cannot overemphasize the role of religious leaders in governance for so many reasons. Even in the Bible days, for somebody to become a king, a prophet must endorse him. God speaks to the prophet, go and anoint so and so to be king over my people. That was how David was chosen. That was how Saul was chosen.
Okay.
That's how a lot of them were chosen. Because religious leaders are people who carry divine presence.
Okay.
They are not just ordinary people. They are needed in governance. They are needed as fathers. They are needed as mentors. They are needed as counselors, as spiritual guides, so that leaders, political leaders, do not err. And at the same time, they know what to do. Because sometimes people who follow political leaders are just there for what they want to gain. Okay. But religious leaders are there for the people. They help these political leaders to know what they ought to do because they relate more with the masses. They are ears on the ground. They know what the masses are going through because they meet with them on a daily basis. People come for counsel and press. So from there they can know what to tell, how to counsel political leaders on what to do to make life better for citizens.
Okay, so I'll just also get the opening remarks of Bishop Lucky Omonabiese. Do you really think public office holders, governors, the president, the members of the National Assembly, do you think they need the influence of religious leaders?
Well, seriously, they need their influence. They need their presence. They have to be involved. They have to give the spiritual counsel and physical counsel. Okay. They have to guide them so that they can deliver their promises of campaign when they were campaigning for the other office. They have to guide them on to prayer and everything. And by the time these people are involved, and they didn't go there for their personal interest, then the government, the governor, the senator, whoever they are dealing with, will work well. But if they go there with their personal interest, this is what we are seeing on screen, there will be a different dimension to the discussion.
Yeah. Okay. So now, on the 1st of February, the governor of Edo State, as I told you earlier, was at Living Faith Church, Irua, and he received prayers. So I'm going to ask Dr. Royal. Now, I know that leaders do ask for prayers, but sometimes they just say, oh, please, everybody should pray for the governor. But this is a governor now who went straight to the church and knelt down and said he needed prayers. Now, do you think that was the right step in terms of the governor visiting Living Faith Church for prayers to lead Edo State right?
I think that's not the first time the governor is doing that.
Okay.
When Bishop Aboye came to Benin, his program, the governor came. I was in that meeting.
Okay.
And he was grateful. I think for a governor to say, I need divine presence. Yes. I need men of God to pray for me. It's not just actually about the men of God. He's actually saying, I need God to succeed. The governance is not child's play. You see, you may not know what the governor is passing through until you sit on the chair where he's sitting. He's going through a lot. He's passed through a lot. So he needs spiritual guidance. It's the right step in the right direction. And I think other governors will emulate him because what the governor is doing, he's towing the right path because you can't involve God and fail. He's saying, I don't want to fail. I want God to be involved in the affairs of Edo State. Don't forget, he's the #1 citizen of Edo State. If you look at the history of kings who did well in the Bible days, they involved God in whatever they were doing. So, it's the right steps.
Okay, before we take a break, let's also get the comments of Bishop Lucky Omonabiese.
Well, the governor is taking the right step to make sure he involves God to his life so that things can be better for him. And he has continued doing it always. He will get it right because in the Bible days, all the kings were chosen by the prophet through God. It's just that these are days, so many things happening in the body of Christ. Yeah. That's making people to feel that it's now like a jamboree business. It's true that we are seeing some genuine ones who are doing the right thing. For God, those things we are hearing on that. The reason is that we have no special body set up by the Christian body that control the body of Christ. They are checkmate the men of God on the altar, know what they are doing with themselves. If that is clear, all this thing we are seeing that people that are to be that thing men of God on the altar will stop. You see things working well because they are actually God's ambassador, working through God to reach men and direct them well. But the government is doing the right thing, following the footsteps that God Himself will direct him well, so that we will not fail the Edo people because we all voted him. Whether we voted him, we not voted, as far as the government of the whole Edo State, he should do the right thing, so that we will all be praising him tomorrow. I always say every day, he should remember he's from Edo Central. Yes. There's a man who came from that angle for Abu Salih. He should be able to follow that example and build the man record and prove to the whole world that these people, they are doing the right thing.
Thank you very much. Incidentally, I have two men of God from Edo Central. Dr. Royal from Edo Central, Bishop Lucky Omonabiese also have roots in Edo Central. Yes, sir. So, and that's the reason they are so passionate, because Professor Abu Salih is one man that will continue to remember, who introduced free education. Professor Ambrose Ali, in his time, students used to enjoy cooked food by the Bende state government in those days. Professor Ambrose Ali brought reading materials, exercise books, biro, pens, pencils. People will not forget that man. And that's what they are saying, that distinguished Senator Monday Okpebholo really needs these prayers so that he can really surpass what Professor Ambrose Ali did in his days. But we'll talk more if prayers actually can influence leaders, because we've seen that so many leaders, once they are sworn in, some begin to do something different from the expectations of the people, despite prayers. But we'll talk about that after this break. It's always a delight to have you back. For those of you spending your 60 minutes with us, we are glad. Those just joining us, you've taken the right decision, because we are looking at the influence of religious leaders on governance, on our leaders. We've seen that after election, after the swearing of public office holders, governors, the president, most times they actually take oath of office, oath of allegiance. But you begin to wonder when you discover that maybe a governor is behaving inimical to the welfare and progress of the people. Sometimes it's appalling that decisions by the president, decisions by governors do not favor the people, do not favor the masses. The masses are suffering, smiling and suffering. Putting on agbada and suffering inside the agbada is the situation in Nigeria. So we'll come back to Dr. Royal. Now, we've just seen a governor now who went to meet religious leaders and said, pray for me. Now, what is the implication of that development, Dr. Royal?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
It shows, number one, that the governor is a humble man.
Okay.
That speaks of humility. That also shows that he needs divine presence.
Okay.
He knows that the task of governing a state is beyond man. Because, you see, there are a lot of people who meet the governor on a daily basis.
Yes.
People come with different spirits. People come with different things. People can visit different places just to make sure that what they tell the governor to do, he does them.
You are talking about voodoo now.
I'm telling you, even in the Bible, there's a man called Haman who for 1 year was into nonsense because he wanted a particular nation to be destroyed, people in that nation to be destroyed. The Bible told us that for 1 year he was playing oracle, they playing oracle for him, until he went to the king and told the king that one so and so persons to be destroyed. Naturally speaking, the king would have said, let's investigate this matter. Let's know if your allegations are true before I take decision.
Yes.
But the king didn't say that. He just signed. And that was all. So a lot of people meet the government. So the government is taking the right. It speaks of humility. It speaks of divine guidance. He is also a way of protection and preservation, and against demonic forces, demonic presence. The man who is doing that, he knows why he's doing it. Governance is not child's play. So that is it. I commend the governor for taking that step. It's a sign that at this point he's telling God, help me to succeed as a governor.
Bishop Lucky Omonabiese, we've heard of rumors, allegations that we could not really substantiate, that some people were saying, oh, there are demons in Aso Rock. There was a time that rumor was really everywhere. Though I don't believe, some people don't believe, but some other persons believe. Do you think that some persons can actually use voodoo power to influence the decisions of governors and maybe a president?
Very correct, sir.
Okay.
If you get to the book of Daniel chapter 6, the Bible says, a certain man called Daniel was elevated.
Yeah.
And so 3 men came together and told them, say, not when they are alive. And they made sure that the king signed a certain evil decree to send the man to the lion den. Now, it took Daniel prayerfully with his knee for God to intervene, divine intervention, to help him out of that danger. So it happened with the governor. In anything you are doing, the governor, the president, anything you are holding political class, there are people visit so many funny altars just to make sure the person in charge fail. Because men, as a governor, you came up from a certain party, and that party, and those that don't like that party, you have political enemies who will be praying for his failure. He understood that the world is full of evil. That's why he connected to God. So let me need God to help me to overcome all those that want to fail. I want me to fail. All the things he's saying, we do this, flower here and there, roast here and there. As he's saying it on the telly, people are hearing it. The people that are watching it, who are not happy with him, want it to fail. Then if he does not follow the route of prayers and divine guidance, he will surely fail. There are some men of God who open church, who carry heavy anointing, but because there are some forces who wanted to fail in the environment, can manipulate some evil members and make sure the man of God fail.
Even in the church?
Yes, sir. I've been preaching for 30 years. I found out for 20 years. And that's not what I'm talking about. Then the governor needed it to work. That's why I meet God. Meet the pastor, they will pray for him, whether he can succeed. We always say, pray for your leaders, and they can succeed. That's what he's doing. He's doing the right thing. And also pray for him that God should give him grace to fulfill and complete all the project he's doing for Edo South, Edo Central, and Edo North.
Thank you very much. I think the governor really needs prayer, because now that unexpectedly, there's rainfall now. And if wisdom is not applied, some contractors will run away from site. They will not complete ongoing road construction projects. These are unforeseen circumstances. I think the governor really needs prayers so that he can actually superintend over these contractors to complete the roads. Only yesterday I drove through Ogun Road in Oluku, and I noticed that Ogun Road is under construction. And despite the rainfall, I noticed that the contractors were there. I was really surprised. I said, oh, this is what should be going on. No contractor should run away from site because of rainfall. I think these prayers are really necessary.
Seriously?
Yes, but Dr. Roya, what advice do you really have for this governor to succeed?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
First and foremost, you see, seeking prayers is a sign that he understands his inadequacy.
Yeah.
That he needs extra strength. The second thing that, because after the prayers, what you do next matters a lot.
Okay.
Because praying for a man who is not willing to do the right thing will not still make him do the right thing. Because the Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart, the man speaks. But one thing I say about the governor, being that he is the one moving, going to look for prayer, not like, pastors or people pressuring him, go and look for prayer. If he's the one making the move, it shows that he tells well. My advice to him is that he should keep doing the good work. He should keep, let him surround himself with people who will tell him the truth, even if it hurts him. Because most times, people around governors do not have the temerity, the sagacity to tell him the truth. Even if it hurts, let him look for, even if there are 1, 2, or 3 persons who he can tell, look at me in the eye and tell me what I need to do, how I need to do it. Because I think one of the clips I saw the other day, the governor was already telling somebody that people are angry that he doesn't want to share money. I think nobody should be angry that the governor is not sharing money. He wasn't elected to share money. He was elected to govern Edo State, not to share money. So hearing that alone, I just say this governor is ready to do the work, because it means he's not bound to the whims and caprices of certain persons to just siphon Edo State cake.
Is government house a bank that money is being shared? Why are certain politicians always looking forward to a governor that would like to share money?
It's because many politicians see politics as their office. politics as their mainstream of income, which ought not to be. You're supposed to be a businessman. You have a professional career that you are pursuing. Then politics is just by the way. It's supposed to be by the wayside. But in this part of the world, it has become a normal way of life. That somebody becomes a commissioner, a governor in the space of 2 years, he has become a multi-billionaire. So now it is business that people even take loan from bank to campaign for election. So I think the governor should not share money. He should keep doing the good work. At least there is the first flyover we are seeing now in Benin City, the one at Rama Park. I think that's the bridge there. I think we are seeing another thing like that going on at Adesua. So it shows that the governor is doing everything possible to write his name in gold. He should not be distracted. He should maintain focus, and all the promises he promised Edo people, he should make sure he carry them out, because that is what that's what we guarantee second tenure for him. Yes,
Bishop Lucky, we've noticed that some public office holders,
yes, sir,
once they are elected, once they are sworn in, they are distracted. Some of them, they start doing things that you will be shocked that is this governor aware that this is not the reason for which he was elected? You know, so what's your advice for this governor?
Well, I advise my honorable governor should continue his good work. He will have obstacles. He will have people that don't want to see him succeed. Just have to focus so that he can succeed. They must make sure all the promises, campaign promises, all the things must be fulfilled. Not just in his own central district. Okay. We have Edo South. Edo South, I keep on saying, we have the Edo South, we have the largest land of farming. We need food. It should encourage farmers, give them security. As we are building the road, building hospital, flyover, but we need food. Because a hungry man can't climb flyover. We need food.
Yes. I need to reiterate that. Bishop Lucky of Olabese said, Your Excellency, Bishop Lucky of Olabese said, a man that is hungry cannot climb flyover. He cannot even climb the steps. Yeah. You know, so the people need food. Yes.
Yeah, we need food.
Yes.
I am very happy what he's doing.
Okay.
I'll be able to go to travel to the Donut, etc. Everywhere. I'm happy. But this area, the government is not touching.
Okay.
The area of agriculture, the area of food. Hunger is worse than HIV. Hunger. A man that is hungry reason different from any other person. A hungry man can look at this AC, brown white, think it's brown. Because his eyes are dim.
Yes.
His brain will be working at the clockwise. Because it's hungry.
Okay.
Then the government is a practice, his pharmacist, it should encourage. No, I'm not saying you should give us your money. Go look for these big farmers. Then they don't start. Then they don't know. Invest in them so that by June this year we should be enjoying food, because hunger make a good man to become a bad man.
Thank you very much. I think we'll talk about that, because hunger really, when somebody is hungry, sometimes it's not even seeing you properly. It's not reasoning properly, and that's why they say hungry man is an angry man. You know, there's that in the local palace. Hungry man is an angry man. Well, we'll talk about the influence of religious leaders on governance after this break. In Nigeria, we've been talking on the influence of religious leaders and the different dimensions, schools of thought have actually crept in. And Bishop Lucky of Olabese just talked about the issue of hunger, that yes, the governor is good, he called on religious leaders to pray for him, but he should also look at his style of governance, that there's need for investment in the agricultural sector so that food, surplus food can be made available, that some people cannot even afford 3 square meals again. People are hungry in the land and they need food. Once there is food, people will be able to reason properly. A man without food cannot reason properly. May not even understand the policies of government, may not understand the shine agenda, because hunger is troubling him or her. Well, something just happened today, which is in the news now, and that had to do with the Electoral Act, and public office holders, the politicians are the ones that are elected. As we prepare for 2027 election, the Senate has rejected the electronic transmission of election results. Gentlemen, we'll start with Dr. Royal. Are you comfortable with this?
I think at this point in our history, in our political history, in our national history, every well-meaning politician for this nation should begin to think of how to move this country forward, not to take us backward or to make us stagnant. You see, in America, you don't see queue. People can vote from any point. People can vote from anywhere. So I don't see any reason why every year we have people that we elected them, senators were elected by the people, to go and represent the interest of the people, not their interest, the interest of the people. Nigeria at this point is overdue for electronic transmission of results, because that is one of the ways we have transparency, accountability. That's why we can hold INEC accountable, because I see no reason why people who are learned, people who are literate, will be fighting against technology in transmission of results. I think Nigeria should come out to reject that move that Senate, the Nigerian Senate is making. Nigeria should come out en masse to reject it, that at this time of our history, nobody that we elected will take us backward. Or Nigeria should mark those persons who were responsible for saying that this move.
Let me quickly interject. So that we don't want to incite the people.
No, we are not inciting, sir.
Okay.
So that they don't return to the House of Senate again.
Okay.
Yes. It's that time we let them know. It's either you represent us, okay, or you come back home.
Thank you very much. Bishop Lucky.
Well,
electronic transmission was rejected by the Senate from the Electoral Act.
If you ask me, it's a very wrong move.
Okay.
We are a few months will be 66 years after defended. A 66-year-old man should have grandchildren who are already graduated University of Benin. Yes. Now this country is now 66 years old. Now people in the Senate ought to be thinking forward. They are rejecting something that is acceptable all over the whole world. Meaning they have a plan to keep on dealing with us. That when you see white, the day in the night become black. Then we as Nigeria, I'm a Nigerian person, I'm from Nigeria, from Edo State, and I will remain in Nigeria. I cannot claim British. Then we are saying today, that's my opinion, that they should revise that thing and accept it, because we need to be do everything
through electronics,
through electronics, so that we will know as we are voting, we know what we are is going to our reporter, we know what we are doing. Not that we are voting later, they will tell us that the machine have fault and we know there's no light. We will pass it in the day of election. We will donate our generator to my polling booth where I will be voting.
Yes.
So that they will not say there's no light.
Everybody will bring generator to the polling unit.
Yeah, so that we'll be voting and we're getting it right. Rejecting this bill is shown to the whole entire universe that Nigeria, people that are governors, their brain is far from this age.
I think let me quickly add to what
Let me quickly
add to what Bishop said.
Yes.
You see, at this, I relate with the people.
Yes.
I relate with commoners. I relate with street people. As of today, if you ask 10 Nigerians, are you going to vote in the next election? 8 will tell you we are not going. Because what will my vote do?
So that is a voter party.
What will my vote do? After all, my vote doesn't count. So the more you try to preach, I don't know why, anytime we are approaching the election, these political leaders come with policies and laws that kills people morale to go and vote. Because that alone, that step alone, has also weakened the resolve of many people to go and vote. It will now look like, after all, I've said it before, what will my vote? Will my vote count? Will my vote matter? The Nigerian Senate, I think, with immediate effect, they should go back and sit and revert that decision. And I think those who told them to do that should also tell them to go and change it, because Nigerians are not happy.
Thank you very much. Okay, now let's come back to our discussion proper now.
Yes, sir.
You know, there's something you said, that because of the way some men of God are behaving, some ministers are behaving,
yes, sir,
some are not behaving right. You said it.
Yeah.
And because of that, some Nigerians seem not to have confidence in them. So when they see a governor ask for prayers in a church, some persons will say, oh, in the US, they don't ask for prayers. Governors in states in the US, they don't ask for prayers. Rather, things are being done. Policies are implemented for the benefit of the people. That you don't see any governor in a US state say, oh, please pray for me. That before you even desire to be a governor, you have the capacity, you are competent, you are knowledgeable, you have everything to ensure that you can actually lead the people. So, do you think this issue of prayer should always be coming in?
You know, we are not America, we are
Okay.
Africa.
Okay.
Our reason is different from their reason.
Okay.
They are far developed than us. Then the kind of politics we play in Nigeria is politics of hatred. We have no continuity. If it's a governor now for 8 years, he started this IT, a very big communication company. If I now become a governor, I will abandon it.
You want to even kill what the former governor did?
That kind of spirit is in our gene. The governor knew that the kind of environment we find ourselves, a very toxic environment, full of power, both black and all the demonic way of operation. Then he need prayer. But after prayer, he should use his own brain to make sure things are working. Because while we pray for you, it's not just to pray to give offering the church. No, we are praying for you to make sure the whole thing you promise Edo people is done. Get it done. Prayer is good. You that we are praying for have your own energy and force. Bible said God gave you power to make way. Get your energy and force. Make sure sometimes you step on toes to make the masses happy. Because the masses are the ones that will be happy, not the people surrounding your table. Those guys at your table are not in this country. They flew in and flew out. We are the one in this country. I live in the Yowa here. Some politicians have not been to Yowa since they left that place. But they are from that community. You will call them to say, I'm coming, they want to see them. But the governor should understand after prayer, I should do that. And number two, why people do not respect men of God is because so many men of God are not cultured. They are not trained. They did not pass through the process to know the ethics of ministry. All they do is just they are called by God, went to one church, trained by a church, they can see vision, prophesy, now next thing he opened his own church. Everybody are not general overseer. Some are Apollos, some are Paul. But today everybody in the body of Christ are Paul, no Apollos.
People will not understand those terminology. But I believe what Bishop is saying is that, yes, for you to be a minister, you must be trained so that you can exhibit character, good conduct that the people can be proud of, not some kind of funny things being said about some minister. That's what he's saying. But all the same he's saying, Mr. Governor, yes, you have received prayers, but you need to act. They say prayer without works.
Faith without works.
Faith without works.
Dead.
So you have received prayers, you must work.
He has been empowered.
Yes. So is it only prayer that should be the focus when people are elected?
Thank you.
Okay.
You see, I think there is barely any politician in Nigeria today when they are desiring or seeking political office that doesn't go to church.
They go round.
They go around. They go to church, they go to mosque, they go to shrine. Anywhere they know prayer is being done, prayer is being offered, they go there. Like I said a moment ago, it's not just about the prayer, it's about your heart. If the heart of the candidate is not right, some just do this prayer thing to get endorsement. Oh, he went to that church, that popular church, so all the members of that ministry queue behind him because he went to. In fact, politicians are not taking it let's look for a big church to attend so that when it's election time, the members of the church can just queue behind us. We already have votes. That is one of their strategy now. But I think we are approaching the situation where we no longer look at your church. We no longer look at we look at what you can do. We look at your track record. You see, after prayers, it needs to go to work. But the truth is, the work of governance is not only for the governor alone. He should look for right-minded people. Putting square peg in square hole, a round peg in round hole. Because we have a situation in this nation where a lawyer was minister for power in this nation, and a lawyer was minister of works. We saw what happened. I think the minister of power now, I think I was told he's an accountant or something like that. Look at every day the national grid is collapsing because we have a square peg being placed in a round hole. It doesn't fit. He shouldn't use political office to settle political whatever.
Politicians.
Yes, settle politicians, you know, because you did this in the election. Let people merit what they are doing. And as I'm telling you now, let people merit every office he's put in. Let them qualify for it. Don't just use office to settle godfathers. And then, okay, people are there, they are not answerable to you, they are answerable to a godfather. How do you think the state will run? The governor should do the right thing. It's not just prayer, because if you pray, if you are pouring water on a stone, it will not become soft. So it will still become a beautiful stone. So it's not just to receive prayer. Let him make up his mind to walk. And I'm sure he's working already.
Okay, Bishop Lokemonabies, as we gradually conclude.
Yes, sir.
Now, yes, prayer is good.
Yes, sir.
You have talked about the aspect of agriculture, that the governor should focus on agriculture. Are there other areas? Because the governor seems to be focused on this flyover thing.
Yeah.
And some persons are saying only flyover cannot help Edo State. That there are so many, for instance, insecurity is a problem in Edo State. Then the roads in the various communities, some persons are asking, and I think I need to quickly say this, Bishop. Now, in Edo South, how many new communities do we have? Can Edo State government actually inform the public of the data, the number of new communities that have opened up? Now, those new communities, don't they need tarred roads?
They need it.
Is it only in the city center that we need tarred roads? The new communities also need tarred roads. They pay taxes.
Yeah.
Some persons manage to build houses in new communities. Now, to access the city center is a problem because the roads are not tarred. So, Mr. Governor, some persons are of the opinion that it's not only flyover. We need roads in the new communities. If you take Edo South, the new communities. For instance, if you look at this Oluku now, I've always said it on this program, because we have the opportunity of going around Oluku.
Yes, sir.
Many roads in this Oluku are not motorable. So you don't need to, I've said it more than once, and I believe government officials should come to Oluku, look at all those inner roads. You will discover
No road.
there are no roads. Some persons in Oluku find it difficult to come to the tarred road.
Yeah.
From the inner part of the of this community. Once there's a rainfall, those small roads that even the landlords manage to create will just be flooded.
Yeah.
And people are stranded. Are they not part of Edo State?
They are part of
the
Edo
same
State.
thing with other communities.
Yes, sir.
So, what other areas do you think this governor should look at?
Now, the governor should focus on agriculture, because food is very, very important. They build this our Edo security network, give them the vigilante, empower them more than what is doing now. They all these our roads inside the community that lead to farm, lead to different where we can bring the crops to the main town. It should be tied, should be maintained, because if you go to Iyawasa, all those villages,
Yes.
if you enter their road from that tar road to their farm, you can't even drive it with your bike. Not if you can. The people that apply that road, they are scrapped. Then with that kind of situation, these people are farming will not be able to transport their product to the main town. And because they are using high cost of transportation, there will also be high cost of selling their product to the consumers. The governor here is doing flyover, everything fine. As soon as I said, it's only a mother of 8 satisfied that can climb a flyover. You should understand that there are nobody will be hungry and thinking of climbing the flyover. They have to tackle that area, because if you pass Ijowa, go to Odeka, those villages, you will be surprised that some have to carry their load their head straight to the main road.
No third road.
Because even their machine cannot pass the place if it is rain. As it just rain now, the place is sleeping because it's so bad.
Okay, your concluding remarks, Dr. Roya. Concluding remarks.
Thank you.
Okay.
I think the governor, like Bishop said, he should look at how to employ our youth.
Okay.
Create employment for our youth, because the rate of insecurity is because the youth are jobless. A man who is working will hardly have time to commit crime.
That's true.
Secondly, our educational system, ethics and values should be reintroduced into our educational system. Let people know that there's dignity in labor. Because I think now we are not investing, we are not investing in education as much as we should. Because education, if you give a man education, it has a way of reducing insecurity. It has a way of making people enlightened that there are certain things an educated man will not do because he's enlightened. So invest in education. During the Oshomole era, the red roof was a slogan. In the Oshomole era, I think when Obaseki came, the curriculum that the teachers were using became a slogan.
Yes,
this governor should consolidate on that. Let him empower our educational system. In fact, if possible, declare state of emergency in that education, then empower our youth. Let's take our youth off the street. We have youth in Edo State who have people following them massively on social media. They should use these persons as ambassadors to recruit youth. Let's train some into music, train some into comedy and the rest of that. Let them get busy. It will reduce crime.
Thank you very much. I want to thank my guest, Bishop Loke Monabese. Thank you very much for your comments. I believe that government officials will heed your call. Thank you, Dr. Roya Ayemere. I also believe that government officials will heed your call. This program serves as a platform for enlightenment, discussion, sensitization, and I believe that once we make comments here, it's not to castigate anyone, but rather it's our own way of supporting good governance. The prayers offered at Living Faith Church Irua, that was commendable. We thank Mr. Governor for recognizing that he needs help, he needs God. But the guests are saying, after prayer, you need to sit down, you need to meditate, you need to think out of the box how you can develop Edo State. That you have a role model, Professor Ambrose Ali from Ekpoma, who did wonders when he was governor of Bende State, now defunct Bende State. And some persons still remember how free books, free textbooks, writing materials were given by the government of defunct Bende State to students, to schools. Some of the persons who benefited from Ambrose Ali's free education are leaders today, but they are not reenacting what Ambrose Ali did. They enjoyed it, but they are not ensuring that other persons enjoy what they enjoyed in their time. That's not good. On that note, I say thanks for being a part of 60 Minutes Nigeria. This week's edition has been interesting. By the grace of God, next week will be more interesting. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.
ITV, certainly the best.
Omonoba Nedu Ukwakolopolo, Ewai II Oba of Benin, stepped out majestically with loud crowd to perform the Sultan rite of his late mother, Queen Mother Ioba Omoni Ikoyeme, Ioba Ewai II, who departed this world 49 years ago. Isoton is a traditional rite of the procession in memory of the departed person's spirit in Benin Kingdom. It is usually heralded by public display of the departed person's influence during their sojourn on earth. The display of a human effigy symbolizing the departed royal matriarch was preceded by the Oba of Benin, who led the procession from his palace to the Immortal Shrine at King Square in Benin City, where he offered prayers for the repose of the soul of the Queen Mother, Ioba Ewai II. Thereafter, the priest assigned to the Immortal Shrine offered Oba Ewai II items for Isoton on behalf of his family. However, chalk, known as Uri, represented a mixture from royal fans after ancestral spirits were invoked to bear witness and announce his arrival. On his way home, Oba Ewai paid tributes at various pilgrimage sites, including Queen Idia Tomb, the side Oba Market, where a cheerful crowd of traders abandoned their wares to catch a glimpse of the royal personage and join in the celebration.
ITV, certainly the best.
Ugieni Madonna, imagine Overo, always near Manazo, or Ugieni Madonna.
You will have to serve the community for 30 years before you come to this stage. They will ordain you ordain title. Then by then you are one of the elder.
This year now, we don't read the year, so that's why we can do this year.
Historically, joining the Elders Council, an individual must have reached a certain age and must have made significant contributions to the community through leadership, service, or other meaningful ways. There was jubilation in the community as sons and daughters of Okada, both at home and in the diaspora, trooped out to be part of the ceremony with various homes of the initiates agog with festivities. Friends and well-wishers of those initiated into the Elders Council jubilated at the Ogwedion after performing all traditional rites. The elders, known as Edion, in company with their loved ones, danced to their various homes where guests and family members were entertained.
ITV, certainly the best.
Boaz Olukope.
Welcome to Viewpoints on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji, and today on Viewpoint we're going to be talking about the current electricity issues and situations that we as business owners, as individuals, are facing in Nigeria, as over 80% of households lack adequate access to grid, as Nigeria's electricity sector suffers from chronic liquidity trap and infrastructural decay, leading to frequent national grid collapses, with generation dropping below 4,200 megawatts, far short of the 4,000 megawatts required for its citizens and population. It is a viewpoint on ITV, and we're going to be looking at some of the key issues affecting our electricity sector in Nigeria. I am Caroline Okonji.
In terms of security of it, we need light. And based on that, in some areas, it makes it difficult for us when we are on patrol at night. And we are even begging the state government to try and do something, at least by supplying street lights in some area that are dark in the night. In most cases in our community, there are places that is very dangerous, that without light we cannot do anything of such. For so doing, we want, as a matter of urgency, the Edo State government to try and do the needful, so that the security will be okay for us, so that we can be able to work effectively.
The issue of NEPA issue that you came from is very rapid to us, in the sense that the NEPA look as if we are not a citizen of Nigeria, because since a month there's no light in us. We have been passing through. Which NEPA, anytime they came, a minute or 30 minutes to, they will come and they will bring the light to us. That is, we are not expecting them to come and collect their bill. Indirectly, we are expecting bill from them to come and collect it. Within that hour or 2 hours, you will see a number of people with a ladder. They will come. They will come. And after their collection, there is nothing like light again. They will block us up. I think before we have this light, they mandated us to buy a meter, which we bought individual. We pay through the NDC, we have our transformer here, not through NEPA. Before we got out this light, they mandated us to write an application of submitting it to the NEPA as a will to them. And we work for it. And we should not claim ownership. And we fought for the transformer. And after that, again, they came that there is no oil in it. We pay up to 1 point something a day. Before. After all that, they came up again, said it was meter issue again, that every community, every houses have to have a meter, which we did. We have to. I have my own receipt. I have my paper meter in my residential house here. So after all that again, they came up with a past bill. We, before we make that transformer, got that transformer, we've been black out for 10 years here. They came with a bill to us again that we need to pay a standing bill. We went to Testament, the office there. After we left the one at the bypass, they were delivering us. Before they now refer us to the one at bypass. I don't want to mention name of the manager there. Got in there again, he said we have to go for all those things. We need to fulfill all those things, which we did. After that, they now on the light for us. As they on the light, not up to a month, we are still in blackout again. So at the end of it, we went again. They said it was according to them, that the electric wiring merge. That was the cause that they now cut us off again from EOY again, which we not pay. Read that matter again. The Chile community, which is the Kabetu, Igbo and Igbo. After that, they brought a light for a week again. After a week, they cut us off again. They said EOY is owing. We now went to the office again and told them that if EOY is owing, Does that mean it affects our community? We are blackout throughout all this. So before we sort all those things out, we have already made up our mind. We can do away with our neighbor. When our father was living with a lamp and all these things, we were enjoying it. We cannot be paying for what we are not using. We cannot be paying for what we are not using. So if they feel they want to cut us off from this NEPA issue, they should cut everybody off totally, so that we will know that we are not with NEPA. Not that after 3 weeks, they will not bring a light under 22 hours or 3 hours. They will come and collect their money. It's unfair to the masses.
The electricity issues and challenges that BEDC in the state is devastating, in the sense that as a minister, I suffer a lot in terms of electricity. As an individual, not only me, the entire people of Edo State, and not only in Edo State, Nigeria as a whole, we are really facing electricity challenge in the country, in the sense that we are not getting constant light. Even though the tariff of electricity is high, people don't even get the light. I don't know how the government will enhance constant light for the Nigerian people, especially in Edo State here. We are seeing the government are not taking a proactive step towards this direction. But if the government will be able to ensure that people are paying for electricity and they are not getting electricity, government should take a drastic step in this direction by making sure if people have constant light, people will want to pay for it. But a situation where you don't see light, at the end of the month, you see BEDC personnel coming to people's house to come to cut lights, is really a problem. My major concern is that let them provide us electricity and people will pay for it. But a situation whereby we don't have constant light, out of 24 hours, people cannot boast of 3 hours light in a day. It's a problem that we are really facing. People who are doing business cannot do business effectively. People who are doing business, they want to make sure their foodstuff does not get spoiled. Nobody can preserve their food again. Even though they cook, you cannot preserve it. Even though electricity for our artisans to work, they cannot get electricity to empower their equipment in order to boost productivity for the entire society. It is really a problem. The state of electricity in our country, in our state, is very poor. Very, very poor. We don't know how government is creating effectiveness on this aspect. We say Nigeria is generating electricity and the neighboring are getting electricity, and the people that are in this country are not benefiting it. Nigerians, we are crying. As a person, I am crying. We don't say as an individual we don't want to pay for electricity. We are not saying that they should give us light for free, but let them make light available and let people pay for it.
They often tell us the national grid is collapsed. So ultimately it's to develop enough capacity, the whole process of generation, distribution and the rest of it. And then the enabling law, the happy thing recently is that they have said it's deregulated. You know, state governments and private investors can now enter the electricity market, generate and sell. So we do hope that will be a great deal of improvement, because without electricity, really, we are going to remain in the Stone Age. You know, we cannot industrialize, Even domestically, we cannot have the comfort we should derive from electricity. We should consider all the options, whether the new sources like wind, solar in our country, so that we're able to generate enough for our consumption. The darkness is a cover for any kind of nefarious activity. Yeah, so if the place is not well lit or substantially lit up, people can ordinarily hide under the cover of darkness to perpetrate just anything, not just robbery, kidnapping, and whatever you have. Yeah. Don't also forget that we now have private investors. The government doesn't have so much to do with electricity anymore, apart from regulation. So they also have to maximize their profit. So it may have been a mistake in the first instance, divesting from electricity at the level of government.
Let me talk about the state where I live, where I reside. The total blackout is nothing to write up about. We really suffer when it comes to light. Edo is suffering. I think our governor is trying to, we have to do more. Our Excellency, Senator Monday, our governor of Edo, executive governor, you have to do more when it comes to that light issue. We are suffering. There are some of us who can provide electricity for ourselves, solar and all that. Maybe a generator, this was the case, but not everybody. And so at this junction, I think it is expedient that our governor looks straight into this issue and solve this problem. What would I call it? I don't know the right English to use. The right English right now, we have serious problem when it comes to light. Businesses are going down. Those selling drinks, those who have koro, without generator, you can't do anything. And the J is on the high side. Those small J, those are better passing our neighbor used to buy then 30,000, 10,000. Now you can't buy it. Then the other one is the Tiger and the LMX 1 point something for ordinary generator. So it doesn't make any sense at all. So we're begging on our executive governor, the governor that knows what to do, to please to look into us and save us from darkness. Then when it comes to these funny BDC people, we're raising a child that came from the US and the others. The first thing they learned in Nigeria is NEPA don't bring light. Children brought from abroad, the NEPA don't bring light. Can you imagine such? And so these funny people, 2 days, they'll bring the light, on and off for 2 days. The next thing they'll come with their estimated billing. They start dragging people, wires and all that. It's high time. I think it's high time we stand our ground and let them know that we're not fools. We are Nigerians. We all own this nation. It belongs to nobody. It belongs to nobody and it's for everybody. We should stand our ground and fight for our rights. This BDC, I bet may they pack, may they go. NEPA still better pass. You can't go out at night when there is no light. The security issue. Is what the government is trying. I may cannot chrome them in one day, but we individual too. Like the police used to say, see something, say something. But sometimes when you say something, they use it as a bait. And so we need to. Edo State government need to give us security as well. Nightlife in Benin is almost gone. But I also want to say kudos to our governor. For the first time, it was December free of bloodshed. It was wonderful. December, look, we have most of our people in Nigeria right now, those living in diaspora, those living abroad. Many of them came December and this January. And, they came and they're enjoying it. So I believe our excellent governor, our excellency can do more about that to give us more security like this. If you're traveling from Benin to Akure, Benin to Ifon, those roads are no-go area at night. You can't date. So I believe with all hands on deck and our governor and the police, our CP, let's hope and pray for our action governor to do something about insecurity.
ADDC, since they came in, I don't think they have done well by my own assessment. And darkness is synonymous with demonic things. And they have thrown their city into darkness, Benin City, Edo State as it were, is in darkness. And I think that the government should step into the matter to do something about the situation. Because the way I look at it is that, for me, I think it is deliberate. Because there are some areas that have light. They call it dedicated light. So why can't everybody have the same light? Because there are areas for 2 weeks no light, for 1 month no light. Some people have 3 hours a day. Some people have 1 hour. And if they bring light in these 20 years, so people shout, hey, they'll be saying up NEPA instead of up BEDC, which is BEDC. So the thing is that government should step in and help us. People are dying, and most people are paying for darkness. They go there, they threaten people, they bring light when it is wanted for 3 days, 2 hours, 3 days, they come and collect money and they shut it down again. So I think the government should step in. If they are going to be thrown out, they should be thrown out and bring people who can give us light, who are ready to pay. To us privatize, that was a good intention by government, but the people that did it, I'm sure they gave it to their cronies who does not know anything about the management of light, and that's why we are where we are. It has really hampered nightlife because you don't work in darkness, and then the only thing that is helping us now is this solar that people put everywhere, and some persons that have money to buy diesel and buy fuel. It's not everybody that have that kind of money, so it has really disturbed or hampered nightlife. But government is trying to bring it back by putting street light and everything. So we commend them. We pray that God will give government more power, more strength, more wisdom to do what they have to do. And there's individuals are also trying by helping to lighten up everywhere. So we praise them. But for BEDC, I think they should go. Make better people.
The situation of electricity in Benin here now, I will give them at least 30%. They don't give up 50% from areas. But I wish the government can improve, because if you see what they happen to us now, we all they use our hand to define electricity. Some of us will go generator for us, some of us will get solar, some of us will go generate big blister. All these people will get like hotel. So I wish the government, they really improve for electricity. All those generators will become condemned for our hand. You understand? So people no go dey go for it. That money, now they need to put, because that energy, that light will really need that. If light dey for this, imagine if you come for here for Silok Road now, government already put light, but in the evening, everywhere go be dark. So where there is light, everything, even the security aspect of itself, anything concerning light is too plenty. Maybe one particular. So we need light. If I come out for office now, if light no dey, we must buy generator. At least from office, I dey buy at least, if I'm not mistaken, 5,000 every day for sure. Imagine a times 1 month, na big money. Until now money. From there, I will come see look at it, come here say we want to go for solar. We could use solar to stabilize them, because solar they give us more, make savings from the fuel aspect of it. So if you get light, nothing like light, your light can carry AC, can carry everything for us. And to the noise, no go even give you that noise issue. So we prefer light more than any other thing.
The light is our problem. We are suffering for light. You can see our business without light, we cannot improve. We need light. The show of light is difficult for us. It's very, very, very low. I don't know if you're getting it, very low. We need light. The show of light in Edo State is very poor. Patronage is very low. You can see we import fuel at least every day 10,000, 15,000 a day. But you can stay 2 days, 3 days, no light. The show of business is very, very, very low. Very low. So we are begging government to improve the light aspect. That light, you cannot sell bulb, you cannot sell fan. You understand? When you have light, you prepare to buy fan. Not everybody can provide solar for his house. Actually, we need light.
Electricity in Benin City or in Edo State has been with mixed feelings, because to some they will give the positive nod that they are faring well with the supply of electricity, but with some become so epileptic of recent. Me personally, I have discovered that we are not paying for what we get, or we don't get what we pay for. The reason being that the regulatory body that's supposed to task the BEDC are not doing enough to satisfy a customer by way of ensuring that you get what you pay for. For those who are using prepaid meter, there are reports that suggest that even the prepaid meter is even overbilling or overcharging consumers as against what the government is telling us. Only recently we discovered that the BDC keep complaining that the generation company is not supplying them what they ought to get, which will in turn affect the consumer. And even at a point, they also raise the issue of federal government owing them. But just recently, the federal government has paid a huge sum of money to liquidate what they are owing this distribution company. But looking at the experience of consumer in terms of the electricity supply, it is so appalling. They will either give you excuse of faulty transformer, which they left for the consumer to contribute money to fix, whereas it is supposed to be the onus of BDC to fix the transformer so that they can in turn supply electricity to the consumer who pay for that service. It's like you are buying a recharge card. I am not sure that the recharge card you buy is what they give you. It varies from quarter to quarter. It varies from consumer to consumer. For example, for those who have been using the analog or the estimated billing, you will discover that whatever they bring, which is not subject to negotiation, by the time you now procure your own prepaid meter, they will bring everything inside the bill and begin to roll out deductions arbitrarily without consulting with the consumer. Even the estimated billing they brought was not even discussed by the consumer. So, and there is nobody that is there to advocate for the consumer or to leverage on the complaints. Nobody to complain to. So that makes it very, very heartbreaking. So for me, I believe the federal government and indeed the lawmaker, the National Assembly, should set up a body where consumer can run to and lay their complaints so that there can be an equilibrium between the consumer and the BDC, for example.
To wrap it up on Viewpoint on ITV, we're going to be highlighting some of the key issues that was actually mentioned by our respondents, which some said it is as a result of poor maintenance, gas supply shortage, and poor metering, just to list but a few. And the government at all levels, they are expected to do the needful and do the right thing to ensure steady power supply for citizens in order to boost means of livelihood, especially for business owners in the country. It is Viewpoints on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji.
ITV, certainly the best.
Omonoba Nedu Ukwakolopolo, Ewai II, Oba of Benin, stepped out majestically with loud crowd to perform the Sultan rites of his late mother, Queen Mother Ioba Omoni Ikoyeme, Ioba Ewai II, who departed this world 49 years ago. Isoton is a traditional rite of the procession in memory of the departed person's spirit in Benin Kingdom. It is usually heralded by public display of the departed person's influence during their sojourn on earth. The display of a human effigy symbolizing The parted royal matriarch was preceded by the Oba of Benin, who led the procession from his palace to the Immortal Shrine at King Square in Benin City, where he offered prayers for the repose of the soul of the Queen Mother, Ioba Ewai II. Thereafter, the priest assigned to the Immortal Shrine offered Oba Ewai II items for Isoton on behalf of his family. However, Chok, known as Uri, represented a mixture from royal fans after ancestral spirits were invoked to bear witness and announce his arrival. On his way home, Oba Ewai paid tributes at various pilgrimage sites, including Queen Idia Tomb, the Side Oba Market, where a cheerful crowd of traders abandoned their wares to catch a glimpse of the royal personage and join in the celebration.
ITV, certainly the best.
ITV, certainly the best.
All right, it's another lovely episode of your favorite rendezvous for men on television, and I'm talking about the Guys Hangout Show on Independent Television, reaching you live from the city of Benin. Yes, of course, it's always a pleasure to have you join us on this show because on the Guys Hangout Show, we have very important issues to discuss. Now, tonight is not going to be a different ball game because we have something very, very important to talk about. And of course, I'm not alone. I've got someone in the house with whom I'm going to be doing justice to this topic. He goes by the name of Emmanuel Walter. Welcome on board, bro.
Thank you for having me this evening, Mr.
Thank you for doing me the honor of being on the show with me. We have a very pressing issue, something that is becoming a problem, or should I say a challenge in the society, the growing rate of crime and criminality among the youth in the society. If you take a look around you, there's always one, story or the other about crime. Okay, someone is either being robbed or being kidnapped, right? And it's something that has eaten so deep into the very fabrics of our society. Now, what do you think is responsible, for the growing rate of crime in our society?
A lot of things are responsible. A lot
First of all,
things.
say hi to the viewers out there.
Okay, good evening, good day, viewers. It's nice coming here today on Guys Hangout. We are all guys, we chill and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So back to what we're saying.
Yeah.
A lot of things fuel crimes. A lot of things trigger youths of these days to go into crime.
Okay.
But there are some major factors, you understand? Stuff like unemployment. The rate of unemployment in the country is very, very high, you understand? And you also see, if you check most of these criminals these days, about 80 to 90% of them, they came from what I would say single homes.
Single homes?
Yes, they were
single parents
home. They were trained by either a single father or a single mother.
Okay.
You understand? And drugs is another thing that fuel crime.
Okay.
Access to drugs. You imagine a 13-year-old kid or 12-year-old kid already having access
to drugs,
to substance like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So these things are part of things that fuels crime. You understand? Let's say for unemployment now, imagine someone who has not eaten, who has no job, he has no money to take care of basic needs like shelter, clothing, food. And all those stuffs like that. An idle mind is the devil workshop.
Yeah.
You get? So what comes to that person mind now? When he's alone, doing nothing, he's jobless, he's not mentally engaged. Stuff that comes to his mind that, how can I get this to achieve this? For they start thinking, should I do ritual? Should I go and rob? You understand?
So what you're saying in essence is that to such a youth, crime is a means to an end.
Yes. Crime is like the last option.
The end justifies the means.
Yes. Crime is like the last option. Then drugs, you see a kid, 12-year-old kid, like I said earlier, having access to this illicit substance and start taking it. The next thing, you see your friends, you can't fund that thing now because you're already addicted to it. You're already addicted to it, and you need to fund, you need to keep taking it for you to keep moving. The next thing you are thinking is how to steal from your mother, or how to steal from your father, or how to just look for enemies just to get
just to be able to afford those
just
things.
to be able to afford
Could
those
that be
things.
the reason? Could that be because some of these substances don't come cheap? Some of them are expensive.
Yes.
Okay.
It's part of the cost because now everybody needs it, and in the market, if you look at the market today, most of the stuffs that are in high demand, then they are expensive. You get, they are expensive because the seller will tell you that you have no choice. You need it. You need that thing. You have no choice but to pay the amount. If they ever tell you 10,000 naira, you guys to pay the 10,000 naira.
Wow.
You get, because you yourself, you know that you need that thing. You know what that thing, the value it has for you. So that's the reason most of all these drugs, they come really, really expensive. And now, coming expensive now, youths that don't have jobs, you get, that takes this substances,
yeah.
They tell you this thing now is 10,000 naira. You have no job.
How do
you can't even afford 1,000 naira.
Yeah.
You don't have 1,000 naira on you. So how can you afford something of 10,000 naira? What comes to your mind? Stealing. You get?
Yeah.
Stealing comes to your mind. Or let's say, okay, you stay kidnapping now. You want to, let's just run one street. Let me use it in their own terms.
Yes.
More you run something now. We go one or two. We go all put small change for pockets. The next thing, if we just run this eats now, 1M for your come out, 100K for your come out. You get. To them is big money.
Yeah.
And in most cases, when they do that thing, they won't use the money for something
reasonable.
They'll squander that money on hard drugs.
Wow.
Get.
Okay, so what role does peer pressure in playing all of this? I'm sure you know what I mean by peer pressure.
Yeah, peer pressure plays a lot of role.
Okay.
For instance, now a child, because let me use myself as an example. I was brought up.
I'm asking this question because people say that evil communication. I think it's even scriptural.
Yes.
That evil communication corrupts good manners.
Yes, corrupts good manners. I was brought up by a single father. You get. I was brought up by a single father, so most times I'm always with my friends because my dad was never available.
Okay.
Was never around. So most times I'm always with my friends. So being with my friends, I want to do what they are doing. You get. Imagine in that scenario now, I see a friend, I have like 3 friends. 3 of them, they are smoking.
And you're in their midst.
And I'm in their midst. This, after I try this stuff, the other one, after I try, within 2 to 3 weeks of associating with them, I'm already in it.
Especially since your dad is not around to
protect you.
Caution you.
Yes, I'm already in it. From taking cannabis or those stuffs, we are indulging in other activities, other more dangerous activities. For we start sleeping outside, coming home late at night, clubbing, from clubbing to we start growing. Let me just say we are growing in it, in bad activities, those activities, illegal activities. You get. So that is one of the peer pressure role that plays. Peer pressure, you want to do what your friends are doing. Let me give you another example. Let's say a kid now is in a society where he's not welcome at home. The house is scattered. You get. The house is scattered. So he finds solace outside. And the people he mingles with outside, they are the big boys. The big boys, the big girls. And their means of income or their lifestyle is a wayward lifestyle, illegal means of income. You want to be like them, you want to feel among, to avoid criticism. You get, you want to be with them. That fear of they won't take you as their own.
Don't want to be left out.
You don't want to be left out. Thank you. That is one of the role peer pressure play.
Okay, let's talk about poverty in all of this. Poverty has been known, to be a major, should I say, driving force for crime and criminality. A lot of people that go into crime always, cite poverty as an excuse. Some of them will tell you, they can barely survive. Apart from the unemployment is, closely linked to
related
this,
to poverty.
But you see, beyond unemployment, some people are just poor. They are in abject poverty. And for them, crime and criminality is the only escape route. From poverty. What do you make of that?
Yeah, poverty, unemployment, poverty, they are related. You get, but there are some set of people, they were born poor.
Okay.
They worked
so they
their
have
way
a poor
out.
Background. Okay.
Yes, they came from poor background. They worked their way out of poverty through legal means.
Legal means.
Legal means.
So you're saying, in essence, is that you don't have to, take to crime or criminality to break out of poverty.
Break out of poverty, you don't have to. So those people that tell you because they are poor, they are just
looking for an excuse.
Looking for an excuse, or they are lazy people. Let me say they are lazy people. You get. They don't want to work hard. They don't want to go through the legal source. They want a quick, now, let's say social media. Someone who is poor, you and your classmates that went to the same school, was in the same class, good buddies, close friends, tight friends. You get. After school now, you're on social media, you're scrolling through Facebook, and next thing you see, that's your classmates, that was your very close buddy back then in school. He's doing well, he's doing fine suddenly, and you're like, ow. You get.
And then you are probably not doing so well yourself.
You are not doing so well yourself. 2 things. How you want to link up with that your friend, you get, or true. See what I'm doing. Let's say the friend is into illegal means, and it shows you, and you are desperate. Desperation is another thing.
Desperation.
Yes.
Now, before you throw more light on the desperation part, I would like us to go on this very important break. It's still the Guys Hangout Show on Independent Television. Please stay tuned. All right, welcome back. It's still the Guys Hangout Show on Independent Television, and tonight we're discussing the rising spate of crime and criminality in our society. And I've got Emmanuel Walters right here with me to discuss this. Now, before we went on that break, Emmanuel, you were talking about desperation as a factor, responsible for crime and criminality.
Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, desperation is another thing that drives the mind of a youth.
Okay, so you're saying when a young person is desperate to succeed?
Yes. It can go any means. It can go any length. Just to make money. You want to drive that latest car, you want to wear that latest designer, you want to eat that fine girl in your streets. You get those things. You are desperate to do those things. That motive, you must do it by all means. Desire. You get. Now, you see your friend that it tells you that this is what I do to do it. You are desperate. You are thinking also, if I decide not to follow my friend's advice, not to do what he's doing, you get the way my friend will say, look me. There's a way he's going to take me. He's not going to take me serious. You jump into it. Without thinking of the consequence. In most cases also, you just say, okay, let me just do it once. Once the money come, I will use the money, invest, I will use it and quit, you understand? But once, it's very sweet. You really enjoy the funds. You go again, and before you know, you are full-time. It's a full-time business for you. That's it.
Okay, so let's take a look at the government's role in all of this. Because we can't talk crime and criminality without examining the role, or should I say the action or inaction of government as regards this. So what do you think the government isn't doing right?
A lot of things the government isn't doing right. I will say this in my terms. The youth are the symptoms, the government are the disease. You get, because in many cases, I'll break it down for you. I'll give you 2 examples. Now, there's an election coming up. This government now, they want to rig election, the country system, the system of the country. They give arms and ammunition to these youths who are desperate to make money. They give them, they just put small change in their pockets. Okay, do this. Now, those youths, they have done what they were asked to do.
What they were paid to do.
What they were paid to do. The government forgets about them. Imagine a young man who has a gun at home, that hasn't eaten, that hasn't paid his house rent. His wife and his kids, they are looking at him. You get?
Expecting so
much from him. And he has a gun under his bed. What do you think his next move will be? To go out in the night with that gun to rob. Another scenario again now. Okay. We were able to catch some criminals. What are we going to do with those criminals now? You dump them, you put them in prison. Let's say you caught an 18-year-old kid. You put him in prison. The prison cell that you kept him in, there's another adding criminal in that cell. What do you think is going to happen? You are just breeding
more criminals.
You get? You are breeding more criminals. That kid now coming out, let's say you give him 1 year imprisonment. After 1 year, is in a cell with about 3 or 4 adding criminals. After 1 year, it comes out. What do you think is going to happen? It's going to be way more worse than how he went in.
More deadly
than how he went in. You get? So governments, there are a lot of things they are not doing well. First, they should create jobs for the youth.
Okay.
It's one of the major things we keep talking about.
Because I was going to ask you what you think they should do right.
Yes. Jobs. They should create enough jobs for the youth. And we should also talk about rehabilitation.
Rehabilitation?
Yes. These kids, let's rehabilitate these kids. Let's put them.
Do you think we have the adequate facilities to make that happen in this part
we
of the
don't
world?
have. We don't have. This is another place government should look into. You get? I think in some Western countries, most Western countries, we have prison for girls, prison for women.
And then there are penitentiaries as well,
Yeah.
especially in the US.
Yeah, prison for kids.
Yeah.
This prison, they don't just put those kids there for doing nothing, ad labor. No. They go to school, they are being taught, they have therapy classes.
They even have skills acquisition
centers in the prison. So after the 6 months, 1 year that they are spending in prison, when they come out, they have something doing. Their life is way more better than when they went in.
Okay.
You understand? They have something doing. They learned that the life they were living before is not the life they are supposed to be living. You get? So government should focus on rehabilitation and jobs.
Rehabilitation and jobs. Now, how effective is the criminal justice system in rehabilitating young people?
It's very, very poor. I don't think I've seen any...
Because we're still talking rehabilitation now.
I don't think I've seen any rehabilitation center in Nigeria. I don't think we have. If we have, please let me know. I don't think we have any. We just see a kid, we just dump them in prison, say it was an armed robber, it was this, it was that. Take him to Oko, take him to Kirikiri. He goes, serves his term, he comes out. What do? You just make that kid more angry. He's pissed with you for putting him there. He was trying to survive. He was looking for what to eat. You get?
Okay.
He was trying to survive. He was trying to make a living for his family. Trying to make his father or his mother proud of him, his younger sisters proud of him before you put him there.
And this is not a justification for crime, though.
This is not the justification for crime. You get? You place him there now. He's thinking, if he comes out, how is he going? How is the family going to accept him?
Okay.
You get? Most cases, the family will accept him, okay, because he's their son and stuff. Most cases, they won't accept. Sometimes, the child will be too ashamed to go home, relocate to another state, start another crime there again. Because the state you are going to, you know nobody.
Okay.
You are starting from square one.
It's a neutral place.
You understand? Now, you are back to the same crime again.
So the cycle continues.
The cycle continues.
Okay, now you talked about dysfunctional homes much earlier.
Yeah.
Right? The fact that some, children are from dysfunctional homes.
Yeah.
There are children who were exposed to lots of violence as kids, right?
Yes.
Especially when they were still in their infant stage.
Yeah.
Right? They saw their parents, indulging in
different stuff.
Exactly, indulging in violence and all of that. And that, in turn, has shaped their mindset. How do you think this also contributes to crime and criminality?
They say, there's this saying that they do say when I was growing up, charity begins at home. You get? The father, the mother, they are the best teachers. Way more better than those in the school, than the ones we meet in school. Now, I see my father every morning smoking. In the evening, the same thing.
Okay.
The next day, the same thing. Same routine.
Okay.
Every day. To me, it's a normal thing.
Okay.
It's good. Before you know, I'll start it. Maybe the one that my dad just kept somewhere carelessly. Let me try this thing and see how it is.
Experiment with it?
Yes, I want to experiment with it. And before you know, I'm in it. Let's say a scenario where a father is beating his wife. The man is beating his wife. The kid, the same thing, he grows with that mindset. He grows with that mindset. And the next thing is making his own relationship toxic. He's already beating his own wife because it was what his father saw. His father would tell him that you are a man, you need to control the house, you need to control your wife. Don't let your wife control you.
And that's his own way of controlling the home.
That is his own way of controlling the home. The kid will have that mentality that that's the right thing to do.
All right, quickly, before we call it a wrap on the show, right? What's your final word? What's your advice for young people out there who are already neck deep in crime and criminality? And of course, those who are also thinking of towing the same line, in less than a minute before we call it a wrap.
For those thinking of towing the same line, I would say there's no gain there. There's no gain there. I think we have to look for other ways. They have to look for other ways, legal ways to survive, because most of the factors driving the major factor driving this thing, they want to survive.
Survival instinct.
Yes, survival instinct. So they have to look for other ways to survive, legal ways to survive. And the government, the family, the church, the society as a whole, the community as a whole, they have major role to play in this.
All right. I actually do wish we had more time on this show, but you've done justice to this topic, and I must say a very big thank you to you, Emmanuel Walters,
my pleasure,
for being on the show with me. It's been the Guys Hangout Show on Independent Television, and we'll be taking a look at the growing rate of crime and criminality amongst the youths in the society. Well, crime is a menace that needs to be stamped out of our society. Well, I think that responsibility doesn't just lie on the shoulder of one person, but it's something that we must all rise up, to stamp out of our society. And that responsibility must be taken up by, both the citizens and the government. And the bulk of the responsibility lies on the shoulders of the government. Well, it's been an amazing show so far. My name is Harry Aigboje. And until I come your way again, same time, same station next week, do the right thing, stay out of trouble, and bye for now.
ITV, certainly the best.
Ẹgbẹ̀júwà ọba àtọ́pẹ́. Ẹgbẹ̀júwà ọba àtọ́pẹ́ yìí.